my name is Alyson Zieg. I'm an MFA2 performer-composer. I have a music, performance, sound art practice, and we're going to be talking today about the way that the human can be taken care of when an artist is objectifying themselves or being placed in a position of objectification in their artwork. I'm thinking specifically of work done by like Yoko Ono, Abramovich, some of my own work. I recently did a piece where I was sitting in a exhibit space, reading the same book over and over again. My job as an object in that space was to be a reader. I wasn't allowed to pour my own water or get my own food. And so the only people that could support me were community members on the outside of the exhibition space. When an artist is putting themselves in that kind of position of objectification, they have to steel themselves emotionally, physically, but the problem with being a human is that they'll always be vulnerable to the present. Something bad can happen and can shake that steeling and produce a kind of suffering. So what I'm specifically going to be asking questions about is how that suffering can be relieved. Is the answer technology or leaning into community? And my piece some of the early days were completely community focused. Taking care of myself onto my community. Humans can feel guilt, so is their support of me as an artist authentic? I made it a point to stop doing my object job the moment that they treated me as a human by giving me water or food or something like that. And what I found in those moments is that community gatherings started happening. People would come and set up a tea party with me or bring me food, games, just talk about their life and stuff like that. And I was kind of thinking, in my concern about being selfish, are these gatherings the replication of the effort that the community members are putting in? Or do I, as an artist, need to provide some sort of labor or gains in return for what they did? Because another weight upon the shoulder of the artist, even though that is a community human-based. The other option that I tested out was transferring over the few days, I went progressively from reading by myself, reading along with my voice, mouthing the words, and not being present. Flipping pages on the wall as a separate event. It's that kind of object, but not being physically present to sit there. Yeah. So I kind of deduced that not being present prevents community from gathering, but technology is a relief for the individual, yet a barrier to community. So the artist that doesn't feel like they have a strong community might desire that immediate relief and go to technology, or an artist that has a broad community might not even consider technology as the relieving element of it. Even now, I'm kind of thinking about my objecthood here doing this video. I feel like there is a certain lifting of the emotional burden that presenting live takes on me as we're doing this, but I can't be in conversation with you watching, and that to me is more fulfilling as it is a personal experience. The Alyson sitting in the room with my peers, might have changed her mind about something. She can be in dialogue, she can show her notes to people, she can have new lived experiences in the present, whereas those of you watching in the future are not able to have that kind of experience. Yeah, I don't know, it's an interesting question. She has been brought up in guitar ingestion, but there was questions about the lack of discussion between the collaborator and this is one of the processes entirely, like between the creator and the viewer. So he brings up that when there's no discussion to be had, rhetoric becomes the means of persuasion, particularly in poetry where the poet isn't interested in the discussion. They are and then so I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about like while I'm recording this here, you, the viewer, have no input. Technology puts me in alienation from you. Those classes right now can interject anytime you like. Yeah, I I don't know. I'm super interested in this question and kind of want to explore not necessarily the best way to do this, but how to accept and make the because technology does lift the burdens and the suffering goes above the threshold of handling the heavy stuff unless they are given the opportunity to be together and strengthen. So, I don't know, this comes up a lot in folk music practices in which the practice can only grow and engage while the artists are all together and teaching each other and in communication with one another. When you start recording, gathering ballads, like there's these ballad collectors, social action, and stuff like that, you lose the lived experiences of the people in which you have the same song in multiple places. But the lyrics will be completely different because the lived experiences of each of those communities is different. When that's like industrialized, made into a commodity, stuff like that, it's no longer able to take that kind of suffering out of being an object under capitalism, under the kind of traditions of art. Hopefully that makes sense.